A new vaccine's been announced. In fact, just hours ago, I think, as we're about to tape this programme. Can you tell us all the details of what's going on there?
So in relation to the new vaccine, obviously, as part of the UK stock, we will be able to feed into that. A lot of the data is still coming through, but obviously it's going to receive regulatory approval on emergency regulation, and we will be able to feed in.
What's that mean? Break it down, though, because you weren't mixing and matching, so it can't go to anybody who's already had a jab at all? Is that how you
Yeah, that's
use
correct. As it stands, we still have a portion of the population that hasn't had a dose and will be able to come forward. But the more mix we have in our arsenal, the better, to be perfectly frank.
And that means the younger people are going to get it. I mean, that's the people who haven't had any jabs at all, I suppose. That's the only area. And I thought they meant to get the Pfizer because of the dangers or the perceived problems with the Oxford.
Well, we've got to remember, make it absolutely clear what is said about AstraZeneca. Where an alternative is not available, then AstraZeneca should still be taken by people in those age groups. Where an alternative is available, the alternative should be offered.
Now, there's been all sorts of hairs running again about vaccine and the second jab. Are we confident again? How many times I asked you this, but is everything on schedule to be as was, or have you hit any more problems?
It is. I mean, the vaccine programme, as people will have seen and heard, over the next 2 weeks there is a gap. That's because we moved our doses, if people remember, from second dose back from 10 weeks to 12 weeks because of supply. So there will be a gap there, but after that gap we then pick up at a rate of over 1,000 a day again, and we will have everyone in the vulnerable category with their second vaccination who wishes to have it in the first week of July. And it's a good opportunity for me to emphasise that people who've had the first vaccine should come forward and still have their second, because we don't know how long the first vaccine lasts for without the second one. It is a 2-dose vaccine, and now more and more, as countries appear to be going down the route of wanting vaccine certificates, what they're wanting is not evidence of one vaccination, it needs to be evidence of completing the course. So 2 vaccinations, and it looks like the UK will be going down that route for events as well, such as football matches and so on. So I would urge people, if you've had the first, do take the second, because you could find yourself limited in certain areas if you don't in the future.
In that 2-week period, are you stopping jabbing, or are you just going to pick up on the younger people to start them? I mean, there's not going to be an actual stoppage.
So there will still be the odd first dose here or there.
Just the odd one?
But yeah, because the way the stock is profiled, this gap was always going to occur because of the way that we prioritise first doses. So if we brought forward, for instance, we could move forward 17,000 appointments with all the chaos and mayhem that would cause. And we saw exactly this when we tried about a month or so ago just to bring forward a few hundred appointments where we had people turning up at the wrong times, not turning up at all, turning up for their original appointment, or people ringing and complaining that the appointment had been moved forward and they couldn't make that and demanding a new appointment. So from a logistical point of view, it would be a nightmare to do, but also it wouldn't actually help with the speed up, because the amount of vaccine we're going to receive over June is still going to be the same amount. So all we would do is push that 2-week gap out further, and it would still occur mid-June, late June.
And this new vaccine, are you just getting, again, this percentage
it would
to
be
the UK?
It would be based on population, so we would get the 0.15%.
Yeah, but if you get this new one and you therefore get less of the other ones, that could cause you issues, because you've got to do the second jab with the first jab.
Well, no, there wouldn't be less of the others. Let's be absolutely clear.
This is an addition, right?
This is an addition.
So you should be able to speed up
potentially. So we wait and see. We need to see what the delivery schedules are. My cautious nature again kicking in, Paul.
Right.